Hello, joyful friends, welcome back to the channel. I thought ever since the Olympics started, I thought it would be fun to do an Olympics-themed video. But sadly, I cannot draw all sports in the Olympics because, there is too many. But I can at least draw one sport. So how about we get started? The sport I decided to draw is curling. My mom and I have been watching the sport a lot lately, and it's been kind of fun watching the sport. I thought this would be a fun sport to draw, and it's definitely a different pose than I would usually draw. The version of curling I chose to do is I went for a woman and a man playing. There are 3 versions, woman team and men's team. I thought it would be fun to draw both. I tried to make it where they're wearing jackets. I've seen a lot of outfits for the sport, so I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do. For the rock, or I guess I'm not sure how else you would call it, I just used a milk cap to, I guess, trace around to turn it into the stone. For the color palette, I went for reds and blues because I am American. So I decided to make these 2 American team. Another thing too I decided to do is kind of make them look like siblings. There are some where I've seen where it's siblings working together on this game. Some they're couples and some of them they're just friends. So I decided to go with siblings. For the hair and the eyes, I decided to give her a light brown hair with some ponytail kind of like hairstyle and some green eyes. I also drew the broom that they hold, so I made it black or like a dark blue and some orangey yellow that they have on the ends. I finally got into the man. So I did a similar outfit to the woman, so they look like they are matching. So same old dark blue and red. I also went back and changed her knee for a quick second. Why there's a bunch of detail on her leg is because I showed it to my mom and she just kept on adding details and I could not stop her. So, yeah, that's why all of a sudden it's boom, details. So I added some more details to her for a moment before going back on to the male character. I added some outlines to the same colors, so it's not a black line. I think this turned out really well, so I think I'll continue doing something like this for future artwork. Eventually, I went back to the guy and started working more on him. I was really worried when drawing him because I realized I have to draw hair and a face. Yeah, not my strong suit. I'm not the greatest at drawing males, but I kept going, and this time, he wasn't too hard to draw. For once, my poser was fine of what he was. Usually I have to slim up my male characters a lot, but for him it didn't really matter. Eventually I did add some gloves to his hands. I saw some players wear gloves and some don't, so I decided to add some gloves on him. I then got into the detailing, adding all the different textures of brushes all over his clothes, and then I added an outline around the same colors of his shirt so it's not a black outline around him. Eventually, I went to his face and hair. This was the last thing I wanted to do for him because this part is the scary part. But surprisingly, this didn't take too long to give him a manly face. I was worried I'd give him like those weird anime girl like male faces, and it turned out okay at least. So yeah, and surprisingly the hair wasn't too bad. So I think this is proof I am getting better at drawing male characters, which is really good because I'm gonna have to make some more in the future for future books. But yeah, I added a lot of detailing and I blended in a lot. If you're hearing this, then you're lucky. You are hearing now my secret message in my video. So, if you see this message, then comment a curling emoji. Yes, that's an emoji. It's in the sports area. And after a while, I finally went into the flooring in the background. I looked at a lot of references to the real place. At first, I was trying to make the Olympic logo, which eventually I thought it was kind of distracting, so I then deleted it. I also then added some shadowing, and I think it looks pretty good. A little detail. At first it looked a little much, but I eventually got a good details of a good shadow. Eventually, I went for the scoring board in the background. I went for red and white. At first, I was thinking I could do a dark blue for the background, but it turned out they would blend in too well into their jackets, so I decided just to keep it white. I also decided to make it where they're playing against Canada, I guess. I wasn't sure what to do, so I just did Canada. I am sorry if anybody is Canadian that watches my videos, I am sorry that I am not rooting for Canada. Anyways, this is the final results. I think it turned out really well. It took a long time for me to make this, but I'm so proud of this. Anyways, this is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys like it, and tell me in the comments below what you guys think of the Olympics. Bye, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!